Once upon a time in the quiet village of Willowbrook, there stood an ancient clock tower at the very center of the town square. Its weathered face marked the hours with steady ticks and tocks. Day after day, the villagers passed by its mossy stones without giving much thought to its solemn chimes. For generations, life in Willowbrook had been peaceful and predictable, like the sunrise and the setting sun. But at midnight, when the shadows danced the longest and the moon hung high in the velvety sky, something strange happened. The bell in the clock tower would toll 13 times, sending echoes rippling through the silent streets. Everyone knew that clocks only strike 12. Yet for as long as anyone could remember, the tower gave one extra ring. No one ever knew why, and no one dared to go near the tower at midnight, except for 3 curious friends. Lila, the clever one with a notebook always tucked under her arm, had read every mystery book in the town library. Jonas, tall and fearless, loved solving puzzles. And Mia, the youngest but sharpest, had eyes that noticed details others missed. One summer evening, the 3 sat beneath the old oak tree at the edge of the village. Fireflies blinked like fallen stars in the grass, casting dancing shadows on their faces. Above them, a symphony of crickets chirped. "Do you think the 13th toll means anything?" whispered Lila, breaking the silence. Jonas grinned. "What's the worst that could happen? It's just a bell." Mia frowned. "Or maybe it's guarding something the grown-ups don't want us to know." They all looked at each other. It was decided. That night, they would sneak to the tower and uncover the truth behind the 13th toll. As the last rays of sunlight dipped below the horizon, the friends crept into the square. The moon was full, silver light spilling across the cobblestones and painting the tower in shades of gray. Their hearts beat like drum rolls in the stillness. The tower loomed tall, its wooden door locked with a heavy rusted padlock. Its shadow, long and distorted, seemed to twist in the moonlight. "I brought this," Jonas said, pulling out a bent hairpin from his pocket. With nimble fingers, he worked at the lock and within minutes it snapped open. The children exchanged nervous glances and stepped inside. The air was thick with dust motes dancing in the moonlight streaming through a high window. The spiral staircase stretched upward into darkness, beckoning them toward the source of the mysterious sound. "We'll be back before anyone notices," Lila whispered, her voice echoing in the confined space. "We just need to hear the 13th toll from the inside." As they climbed, the stairs creaked beneath their feet like an old man's bones. Somewhere above, gears clicked and ropes swayed, creating a haunting melody. When they reached the top, they found themselves in the bell chamber. The huge bronze bell loomed above them like a hungry mouth, its interior a gaping void. Ropes dangled from the ceiling like the legs of a spider waiting to be released. Suddenly, Mia gasped. "Someone's here!" In the corner stood a tall, gaunt figure wrapped in a long coat. His face was hidden by the hood of his cloak, and his shoulders slumped as if carrying a heavy burden. He turned, and the lantern in his hand swung, revealing eyes that twinkled in the darkness like distant stars. "You shouldn't be here," the man said. His voice was low and gravelly like rolling stones. Lila stepped forward, her chin held high. "We are only here because you haven't told the village about the secret of the clock tower. Why does the bell toll 13 times? The stranger remained silent for a moment, his gaze fixed on the floor. Then he slowly raised his head, and the lantern light glinted off his sharp features. "Because it guards a secret, and that secret must never be disturbed." The children exchanged uneasy glances. Before they could press for more answers, the clock hand struck midnight. Bang! The bell tolled once, echoing through the chamber like a mournful cry. Bang! Twice, and the floor beneath them trembled slightly. Bang! Again and again. The sound reverberated around them, shaking the very foundations of the tower. At the 12th toll, the friends held their breath, fear tightening their chests. And then, bang! The 13th strike. But this time, the sound was different. It vibrated through the floor, resonating deep within the earth itself. As if awakened by the bell's call, the earth rumbled. and right before their awestruck eyes, a hidden panel in the floor slid open, revealing a staircase spiraling down into darkness. The man in the cloak approached the opening, his footsteps silent on the stone floor. "The 13th toll is not a mistake. It is a key," he said, his voice barely a whisper. The children hesitated for a moment, fear battling with their thirst for adventure. Then, clutching each other's hands for support, they began to descend the stairs. As they went deeper, the air grew colder, and the faint glow of golden light flickered at the bottom, beckoning them forward. The staircase ended at a heavy wooden door. The man in the cloak placed a hand on it, and as the last notes of the 13th toll faded away, he pushed it open. Beyond it lay a hidden chamber, untouched by the passage of time. Rows of shelves lined the walls, holding ancient books bound in leather and metal, their pages filled with faded ink and arcane symbols. Maps made of parchment spread across the floor, depicting constellations unknown to modern science. In the center rested a glowing crystal, pulsing with a soft golden light like a beating heart. The air crackled with energy, and the room hummed with a power that sent shivers down their spines. "What is this place?" Lila whispered, her voice filled with awe. The man in the cloak turned to them, his face still partially hidden in the shadows. "This is the place where time whispers its secrets. This chamber has existed since the dawn of ages, hidden beneath the clock tower to protect those who dwell above." He walked towards the glowing crystal, his steps slow and reverent. "And this," he said, gesturing with his lantern, "is the heart of Willowbrook. Long ago, it was placed here to safeguard our village. Every year on the night of the full moon, it chooses someone pure of heart to bestow its powers upon." Mia stepped closer, her eyes wide with wonder. "Can we touch it?" she asked. A profound silence fell over the chamber, broken only by the steady pulse of the crystal. The children stood mesmerized, their imaginations running wild with possibilities. Then, as if awakened from a dream, Lila remembered the real world waiting above. She turned to the man in the cloak. "Thank you for showing us this place," she said. "But now we must go." They retraced their steps, climbing the spiral staircase and passing through the bell chamber. As they approached the top, the sound of distant roosters announced the approach of dawn. When they finally emerged from the tower, the first rays of sunlight were painting the sky in hues of rose and gold. The village looked different now, bathed in the warmth of a new day. As they made their way home, the friends exchanged excited glances. They had discovered the secret of the clock tower and the legend of the heart of Willowbrook. From then on, whenever they passed the old clock tower, the friends would pause and share a smile. They knew that beneath the solemn chimes lay a world of magic and mystery. And every midnight, when the bell tolled 13 times, they no longer felt afraid. Instead, they felt a sense of wonder and belonging, knowing that they were part of something bigger than themselves. For Willowbrook's greatest mystery wasn't just a story anymore. It was their secret, a secret that bound them together and made their friendship stronger than ever before. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun and heartwarming adventures every week. Your support truly motivates us to keep creating new stories, so please like, share, and subscribe. It means the world to us.